I'm riding. And I'm mostly just coasting. I'm gonna build another one of my guide wheels. I already have 2 of these made. And as you can see, I've been cutting out of cutting board with some hole saws to make my guide wheel. So I've got my 3rd cutting board, and I'm gonna go cut out all these same holes. I'll be doing 4-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch. 4-inch for running on top of the rail, 6-inch as my inner guide, and then 5-inch as my outer guide, and it's a reduced diameter because it's not really meant to run on the inside. So let me get to drilling. So using my last cutting board as a template, because I know they'll all fit, I'm just gonna go through, mark out where my holes should be, and then that'll give me a placement for my drill as I'm starting to cut. All right, so now I'm gonna start drilling a hole, center my saw, decently centered. And it's caught. Okay, and there is one cut out. Got a little hot there at the end. Okay, so 1 done. And 5 more to go for the middle and 2 outside. Now I just need to clean up the edges a little bit. Little deburring. I'll do a little more sanding later. I'll put a bolt through it and put it into the drill so I can make myself a little mini lathe. But just get the worst of it off. There. A little bit through the center. Yeah, it's good. Okay, 1 done. And now I'm moving on to the 5-inch. Ooh, okay, that one wasn't as clean as some of the others. Kind of a cheap saw, but that was the worst one. Okay, last one. So now I have fashioned a rudimentary lathe out of my drill. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to shave this down and clean it up, make it nice and smooth. I can do that with sandpaper. I can also do it with a razor blade knife pretty easily. So I'm not trying to really like cut into it, but more I drag across it like this. So I just keep my blade perpendicular to it. And see, I'm shaving it down and cleaning that up. So now I'll start opening up the inside hole progressively. Ultimately needs to be an 11/16 is the bearing that I used. Now that I've drilled all of these out to 11/16, I have some 11/16 needle bearings that I can just push in. There we go. And a needle bearing. So each one of the segments is getting a needle bearing. All right, to assemble this, I've got a 1/2-inch axle, basically just a threaded bar, but it's smooth on the middle for our bearings. And then I'm going to put a thrust bearing on either end. So we'll do that. We'll start with our largest, our inside. Then will come the 3 inches of the middle. Okay, I have those together. This one on the outside, and then we'll put another bearing and a nut, and that'll make up the bulk of the axle assembly. So this is a completed wheel with the segments in the middle for a normal track. I have the outer guide flange is bigger, the inner one's a little bit smaller. These worked out pretty good. It was a little hard to get the drill perfectly straight, so there was some wobble in them. But overall this worked. It was fairly economical, and I'm still using it, although I have moved on to using some 3D printed wheels, but this certainly worked out fine. And here we can see I'm riding down the tracks with this homemade guide wheel. A couple of slices of cutting board and a couple of larger flanges, and it's keeping me on the tracks. Alrighty, well, if you found this interesting or found this helpful, give me a like, give me a subscribe. That really helps me out. Alrighty, thanks for watching.